Lara Joe, SirenLara. We're gonna read some tarot today. Hope you're having a beautiful day wherever you are. Hello, Cosmo. Where's Wanda? Red flag and billionaire. Are you watching the red flags? Not all money is good money. Alright. They may be a troll trying to gain business ideas off of you. This feels like those scams going around with melon husk. Don't be giving away all your best ideas to the rich. Alright. Alright, somebody is being a bitch just because they can't be the bright idea man. That's a them problem. They have their path, you have yours. Alright. And you have triggered someone. You've triggered someone. Alright, that's a them problem. Alright. I'll take that. Ooh. It is Viola. It's a collective. I'm Lara Joe. How are you? How you can get answers, though, is by reciprocating energy. So chatting, sharing, liking. Right now we have someone who's been trying to keep us in a square, right? And we definitely want to be in their lane, trying to see what they're up to. So instead we need to stay in our lane, okay? And focus on what you're doing. I'm good. I'm just here. All right. So, where are you coming from, Viola? Simp. We have people out here simping. All right. How do you like Canada? Simp is like that fangirl energy, like they want to be there for the fun time, yet they're not, like they don't actually want to invest. It's just a icky energy. They want to be popular by association. Ugh. Okay, I say ugh because I don't love cold. Okay, I don't love cold, and I was thinking about this today. I don't love cold. Where I was raised, it was incredibly hot. Like incredibly hot, and then we moved somewhere that was temperate temperature, and I was excited about that. Our summers here were pretty humid, except we got snow this summer, and we've never, like, this area isn't known for snow. It's not known for being particularly cold. Since we moved here, apparently they've had a bunch of like cold streaks. I'm like, what is going on? So we actually had snow on the ground for 3 days here, which is unheard of, and it was not fun. I was not excited. I'm originally from Arizona, and you want to talk about hot. It was hot in Arizona. So, I don't know. I kind of like temperate climate, so apparently my skin really likes humidity. See collectively what energy comes out. I'm Lara Joe, Siren Song Lover. Hope you're having a beautiful day. That you're staying safe, that you're hydrating. All right. right, so we have someone who's in love with the mirror. They love themselves more than they love anyone else, yet it's that distorted energy of thinking that they're the best at everything. You need to stay in your lane. That's one of my favorite statements when people are like, but so-and-so's doing this. I'm like, you know what? Focus on what you're doing because you've got your own mission. All right. Influencer. Let's see what we... Oh, okay. Yeah. The influencers are in love with themselves. All right. Tinfoil hat. Okay. Some of the influencers, you have to look at them and be like, what? Okay, so this is where I got mad. You know when the Maui fires happened and Oprah and The Rock were out there asking people to raise money to help with that, and it's like, if you're, like, everybody's struggling right now, why would you ask your influencers to help raise money for Hawaii when you have a surplus of money and that's your own vested interest? Like, you should be putting your own money in. That's that kind of, we need to watch those celebrities that were asking for you to put out loads of cash when you needed the resources more. I don't know if that makes sense, but I guess that would make sense. All right, self-care. Investing in you. Okay? Start protesting those people that you're like, you didn't need the help. I did. Okay? I had this thought. Okay, so you know with these pastors, right? It's like, if those who I would be stuck on the, like, if that's who I'd be stuck in heaven with, like Joel Osteen, I wouldn't. That's not the heaven I would want to go to. Hello. So you have to start asking yourself, these people that are selling you the dream, are they people that you would want to spend eternity with? And if it's not, then maybe you need to find a new tribe. All right. Land back, unicorn, red flags. Watch out for those. Okay, so sweet two, what I'm going to say is watch out for those that are trying to dim your shine or your magicality. So if you're dating a suitor, make sure that they're not making you dim your shine, okay? And start calling your power back. That's what I'm going to tell you on that. And then I could see that in. Well, okay, so if you go based on rock and roll, right? Because rock and roll has always been demonized. So technically all of the rock and roll artists would be in hell. So again, choose. Are we on, like, because people tell me all the time, because I have a weird sense of life. I have a weird sense of justice. But that's the whole point. Would you rather be in heaven with the TD Jakes and the Joel Osteens and the Gaithers and all that, or would you rather be in hell with Elvis and Eminem? And I don't know, like, you have to start picking, like, who are we truly influencing us in our path, and make sure that they're not trying to bait and switch with you. I don't know. And can we say, I'm going to say this. I don't know why but the biggest witches are in the church. And nobody talks about it. So, I mean, it's energy harvesting. They're asking for tithes. It's how when you go to a congregation and you feel so bubbly and effervescent, and then when you go home you feel sad about your life again. It's like they sucked out all your joy. Yeah, so start realizing, baby, I'm kind of doing just a chit chat, and we're doing a collective read. If I pick the cards back up and we get into career, I'll let you know, but right now I'm just kind of chit chatting. Yeah. I like to talk about more than just tarot. Like, and here's the thing with religion. They want you to read just to, like, they don't want you to keep asking more questions. Like when you, I don't know. Well, safe travels to you. Safe travels in that. What's in Banff? I probably said it wrong, but... Okay, so I feel like when you make these travels, since we're talking about travels, since you need to follow your instincts. Like, don't follow what everybody thinks you have to be or do. You need to follow your instincts and seem unpredictable, because that's where the magic, the creation lies. Like, we can't fix past problems or past grievances. We can't already be in the future, so creation is now. So make sure that you're following your wild side, or I don't know how to put that, but enjoy that. Be in the moment, I guess, is where I'm trying to say, because that's how we create the futures, in this moment right now. So when you go on that trip, make sure that you aren't stuck in jumping ahead to the good stuff or ruminating in the past. All right. All right, Starseed. You're too blessed to be stressed. Let's talk about it. Starseed, you're unlike the others. That's why you never felt like you fit in, because you don't. Crystal Child is also kind of pulling through, like, yeah. You're in that collective. It's just kind of like we start to gravitate towards each other, and we're like, wait, I recognize you. We've been around each other before. We've met in a lifetime somewhere. Yeah, it's like, I always, since childhood, have had that feeling of never belonging, right? Oh, so it's not random. Okay, so let's talk about angel numbers. Okay. The universe will speak to you in signs and synchronicities, and the matrix will speak to you in numbers and codes. So when you get those angel numbers, if you go and you plug it into the computer, it will give you what, like, the universal meaning behind it is. And our spiritual team will send us numbers because it's easier to manifest than, say, like a conversation with a real life person. Let me know if that resonates. Although we do have real life conversations with, like, our ancestors, kind of talking through people all the time. I love, like, when you get an angel number, you'll go and look 555, you'll look at what it means and stuff like that. Even random numbers aren't random. Oh, yeah. No, so that's your spiritual team or your subconscious or that person trying to get a hold of you. Sometimes it's really annoying because you're like, I don't want to talk to you. Yeah, so Viola, start paying attention to that, because your spiritual team is trying to get your attention. Like, start actually looking up or intuitively feeling what it means, because your higher self is trying to reach you about your mission and path, but your extended car warranty, more or less. Like, when you see the numbers, follow the trail. When you get deeper, you can get into gematria, which is a fun little rabbit hole. Like, you can put in numbers, you can put in a phrase, you can put in a word, and then it'll give you a numerical code, and then it'll give you, like, phrases that also match that numerical code. And when you start following, like, deeper rabbit holes in your life or anything you want, it's kind of a fun little hide and seek Easter egg, if that, so. It's, are you willing to play and explore with the universe and receive feedback? So. Viola, do you get the songs yet where the universe will send you songs from people? That's always a fun little thing. All right. Okay. It's kind of annoying. Okay, so I love that it comes out because some of the songs I get from people, it's like they really are like that troll, but it's because they love themselves and it's just annoying. It's like, so watch for people that are trying to siphon off of your energy with vampire. Make sure that when you go on this family trip also that you're protecting yourself, protecting your feelings. Influencer, fashion witch. So influencer, this is, you'll try an outfit and then someone very close to you will be kind of the first sneak peek to see it, and then maybe you don't have success because nobody's seen it before, and so it doesn't take off, and then that person pulls it off because you already tried it out. So be careful of that. I would say it's like they're trying to copy your style. And don't let them. Or trying to copy something that you already do naturally. Alright, well, someone's just being a bitch because you are a legend. Okay, let's talk about jealousy for 1 second. Because that's all that really is. It's just jealous behavior. It's just fan behavior. People are jealous not of the things that you have. It's the skills you have within. So, yeah, people can say they really like your car or they're jealous of your car, right? That's not really what it is. It's your work ethic that allows you to purchase that car. The way that people love you naturally because you just have that nurturing spirit. That's all things that money can't buy that people truly are jealous of. Like I say, it's not your car, it's not your house, it's not your family per se. It's the work ethic, it's the drive, it's the love, it's the warmth. It's all the things that money can't buy. It has to be earned and learned, not purchased. That's why people get jealous. And that's a them problem because they have the opportunity to rise up and be that person. They just choose not to. So that's that part of it. Like, they're jealous not because of anything you actually, it's like all the ways that you shine a light that they aren't stepping up. Like, anyway, so let's talk about work jealousy situations. It's always the people that are doing less than you that are making problems for you because you're making them look bad. So that's a them problem, not a you problem. You do you, and they can just get fucked. So that's that part of it, is that when people are jealous, that's a them problem. They have to answer for that, not you. Your job is not to stoop to their level, okay? All right. So Crystal, and so yeah, no, that is a whole different story. I would be careful about who you have around you because they may be trying to influence you. With cult leader, this is someone that we have to watch and make sure that our voice is being heard and they're not trying to influence us into situations that aren't for our best interest. All right? So if we have people around us who seem too agreeable sometimes, but they don't actually deliver, we need to peep that and move accordingly because we don't want to get stuck in something we shouldn't be in. All right. So, red flag, tinfoil hat, unicorn. All right. This is, don't disregard your intuition. Okay, so people call you crazy when you're like, no, I don't trust this, or I don't feel safe. You need to trust your intuition. And I'll say it for my personal situation. I had someone who was a business member in society. He was kind of liked, he was an underdog story, like he had a bad past. He kind of rebuilt his life. And he was totally lying about all of it behind closed doors. And I trusted my intuition because something about him and something about what he presented didn't feel right. And I got as far away from him as I could. And people were like, no, I don't see what you're saying, blah, 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 blah. Well, come to find out, he red-rummed his girlfriend. And I was like, thank God I had listened to that intuition. It was also a spiritual download. I had figured out that he was actually a past life contract. He was a past life situation that we had to resolve. And part of that was in this lifetime realizing this was not a safe situation. In every lifetime he's done this to me. So people can call you crazy all you want, but your intuition has saved you, so stop doubting it. All right? I'm one of those, I'm like, if we disagree on little things, we're going to disagree on big things. And if you hurt me when I'm at my weakest, I don't want you anywhere near me. So start trusting your intuition. It's going to protect you. Amanda, I'm just kind of doing collective energy reads right now. If it resonates, please stay, like the live, share it if you can, comment. Let me know if any of this resonates, because then we all know, we start knowing when we share stuff and people go, oh, I've had that happen. We know that that's like, okay, we're not alone. I know I talk about a lot of uncomfortable things, yet when I talk about it gets me out of that mental imprisonment of, oh my gosh, nobody would understand. It says, no, it's okay to talk about this. This no longer is keeping you in that shame and guilt. B, you don't know who you save by sharing your story, and then they go, okay, well, I know that there's hope for me to get out of this if they got out of this, or if they're going through this and they're getting out of this. So sharing your stories saves lives. You don't know who actually shows up you don't know who shows up because they just want to see you. Even your fans will show up because they want to see if you made it to the next day. All right? So you inspire so many people that you don't even understand or know. All right? All right. Let's see if anything else. Okay. Oh, that was too many. Shadow work. That's the biggest thing I'm going to tell you guys right now. Shadow work. Become really friendly with the darkest corners of what you've been through, because that's how you stop putting yourself in those situations, right? You stop doing the things that make you feel like you're not worthy of love. Stop hanging around the people that make you feel sick to your stomach and like you're hard to love. Ten of Cups, Five of Swords. Alright, so Five of Swords, Ten of Cups. This is Five of Swords, mental imprisonment. It's time for it to change. It has to. Because behind that is your Ten of Cups, your happiness, your love. So once you give up those situations that make you feel chaotic, like you're being played, then you bring in that happiness. It does require, like I was saying, shadow work. It requires going into those places about yourself that you don't like and coming to terms with them, and then saying, you know what, I'm no longer going to tolerate this behavior. I'm no longer going to tolerate this pattern in myself and in others, because I want happiness. I want stability, love forever. Okay? So saying we don't play with people that play with our mind games. Like, we don't play with people that play with our money, our children, our family, our stability, our peace, any of that. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, I think we all want a happy home. So you do have to go kind of into your own underworld and say, you know what, these are no longer people that can come hang out with me because they disturb my happiness. Okay? Okay, so Nia, sorry if I said it wrong. Babe, you need to get out of your head because you're blocking your own happiness with Five of Swords. So Five of Swords is saying, like, if they want you, they will show up. Like, have you seen what people do for the things that they want? They will move heaven and earth to get anything. So, if people don't show up, that's a them problem, not a you problem. Right? So, Five of Swords. They want you, they'll show up. 10 of Cups is that love. Like, you're going to find your happiness, but you have to stop playing with people that want to play with your happiness. Okay? Because boys are the ones that if you did them like they did you, they would be clutching their chest on the floor. Right? They can't handle a taste of their own medicine. So if they think that you aren't thinking of them, you know, it's the end of the world. Because I tell you, I've watched a lot of boy clients that are over there ruminating about what other girls thinking about them. And it's like, you do that to women all the time. You ghost people all the time. So why are you upset now when that woman ghosts you? So, yeah. And men are territorial if they want something, or, well, actually, people are territorial in general. If they want something, they won't play loose with those assets, if that makes sense. Not to be adult, but kind of adult. Yeah, except for we typically ghost for good reason. Like, women don't just ghost to ghost. Like, you ghosted because he was clueless, and apparently he's probably still clueless, right? It generally takes boys a while to realize that women ghost because they think you're over there. It's the stripper paradox. Like, men think that women are more interested because they give attention, and women think that men are less interested. So, I don't know. I don't even know. Nia, are you an air sign? Alright. Okay, so, you know what? 7 of Wands. And Viola, I'm going to tell you this. For my Cancers, I love water sign babies, but I need you to stop hoarding people, places, things. You can't fix them. Okay? Like, I love my water signs, but you guys are emotional hoarders, but you guys keep them in, like, a little box, like, somewhere in the corner of the attic. And it's time to let people, places, things go. That's what I noticed. It's like, but they're my friend. Well, they weren't really nice to you the last 3 times you saw them. Right? Does that touch a nerve, though, Viola? Are you like, oh, how did she know? Okay. Yeah. Except for you have to realize, like, that's a beautiful quality. Cancer is very much about family orientation. It's about the home. It's about stability, love, nurturing. yet you, like I say, there are some lawns that aren't ever going to grow. No matter how much fertilizer, water, love, light, attention you give them. So sometimes you just have to realize, like, that's something that we can no longer water because it's never going to be nurturing to you. Yeah. And then, Ty, if you're still in, you can ask a question. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a Cancer trait though, and it's a water sign trait, especially a Cancer trait. And depending on which water sign you pick is which end of the spectrum of their emotions are. Like a Cancer versus a Scorpio, their romance is different, their needs are different, versus a Pisces. A Pisces has different, because all of the water signs are known for being like the most prolific serial killers, but water signs are about emotions. When you get a water sign that feels slighted, they get apathetic, and that gets dangerous. Pisces are like the dreamy romanticism side. Cancer is like the family stability side of emotions. And Scorpio is like the obsessive, dark, taboo side of the water emotions. So they all must be treated accordingly and differently. I was thinking about that today. Okay, so I'm a very brave woman. Knowingly and unknowingly, I had a very serious Scorpio foe, and what I realized, and I said yesterday, I was like, you know, Scorpios and Geminis get a really bad rap, but like they're two of my favorite signs. I thought about it today. For every time I've been stung by that Scorpio and another Scorpio over the last 21 years, I think I've started becoming immune. And then I have the anti-venom because I've been stung and still survived. So then I help other Scorpio survivors when they get stung, I feel. And Gemini man, yes, and oh gosh, I am counseling someone very dear to me on a Gemini feminine, and who I'm counseling is a fire sign. And they're trying to deal with a Gemini feminine. And I love fire babies, and I can give you the scope on how the fire signs love too, and how they behave. But I'm trying to counsel, and like I say, I love Gemini men. I actually love them, and I'll tell you why. Hello. I can't see who just said hello because of the color of your name, so I'm sorry. Hello, good evening. I actually love Gemini men. The thing with Gemini men, though, is they're kind of slow, like mentally slow. Like, they're fickle. Like, they don't think people are really interested, but when you actually tell them you're interested, they get really scared. So they're air sign. They're always going to try and help. They're known as the twins, right? Because it's the yin to the yang. So sometimes they get that Jekyll Hyde rap. To throw whatever, my first ever boyfriend was a Gemini, an Italian Gemini, and he was like the firstborn generation Italian here in America. And so if that gives any background of why I may feel that way about Gemini men, like, they are players, but it's not meant, like, they just think nobody is really that serious. Like, they actually do have really big feelings, but they think other people, like, they've been kind of labeled as, like, the jester. So they don't think other people really truly see their value or are serious in them, so they don't really form those connections. They think, like, their shadow side would scare everybody off. I don't know. I have some crazy stories with a Gemini man. Like, I dated my first ever boyfriend was for 3 years, so. And I was raised from a quiet Midwest family, so when I was around that man's family, like, it was a complete night and day difference. Like, the first time I was ever around his grandparents, I was like, why is everybody so angry? Why are they yelling at everybody? And he's like, that's just how they communicate. Yeah. I feel sometimes like my big fat Greek wedding is relatable. I understand that. So there are signs that I do see that I'm like, hands down, no. Like, Leo has to prove, they just have to prove. I hear Leo and I'm instantly just turned off. It doesn't matter if it's July Leo or August Leo. I hear Leo and I'm instantly like, nope. That's just me. So. Okay. Oh. You said you're a Cancer, right, Viola? I lost it in there. I'm sorry, girl. Okay. So, I'm going to give you a quick dirty breakdown here. Okay, so and sometimes when you guys come in, I always tell people, I'm like, bring pen and paper, because sometimes we talk about things. So, your sign, okay, so the signs that are your buddies, all right? So, they're kind of your allies, are going to be Gemini and Leo. Because it's your sign, so Gemini, Leo, Cancer, so your sign and the signs that abut your signs, so on either side of it. So Leo and Gemini and Cancer, that's kind of your ally signs. Your lesson learning are the ones that you're meant to kind of learn their trait of their sign is opposite of you, so it'd be Capricorn, Sagittarius, and Aquarius. I know I said a lot. Let me know if that kind of sits and resonates. Because then when I started thinking about it for me personally, like with my sign, I'm like, yep, like my opposing sign would be my daughter, which I have a lot of lessons. And my daughter has a lot of lessons to learn from me, right? Like, we are truly here as like mirrors to each other. I'm meant to be. It is. On the zodiac wheel, Capricorn is across from Cancer. You guys are both cardinal signs. So it just means that you're meant to learn like the work ethic side of Capricorn. You're meant to learn like kind of their OCD, like work ethic. I know I said work ethic already, but they have very strong determination. They want to build familial wealth. So that's part of your mission if you were a Cancer to learn from Capricorn is, yes, you're all about nurturing your family, and how do you embodiment of your opposite cardinal sign to provide wealth or whatever it is that you seek for your family, for whatever it is that you love. So, in Capricorn, Sagittarius, and Aquarius, those are going to be the signs that push you the furthest. They're going to seem the most like your ally or like your enemies in your journey, but they're actually just here to help you grow. Let's see, Capricorn man. Okay, so if you have questions about him, you need to follow that intuition. We already talked about that earlier. If there are things that seem like a red flag, follow that, even if it seems tiny. Even if you're like, I just saw him sneeze funny. Like, you need to listen to that. Okay, so 5 of Wands, he means you chaos. He wants to get you caught up, so you have to be careful of the ones that are trying to energy harvest, because what they're trying to do is get you caught in meaningless fights so you can't actually focus on what you need to focus on. Okay? So, if people aren't truly that serious, you know, when you look at someone, you're like, be so for real, like, you're not that serious. you need to stop engaging with them, because all they're going to do is keep you stuck, stagnant, and hanging in the same vibrations. All right. What else? Okay, Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups. If you want Ten of Cups, you have to be willing to say goodbye to people. Okay? Cut them out of your life. Cut habits out of your life. All that jazz. Okay, so this is kind of harsh advice. Yeah, I am a Queen of Swords, which we use logic like head over heart. See the worst in people. Okay? See the worst in people and move accordingly. If you want to get further. Like when they show you the first red flag, be at the door. Okay? It's the potential that gets you stuck waiting for them to do better, and you can't do that. Especially if you're not on, if you're on a time limit or on a resource limit or anything like that, you can't wait for people to be potential. You have to, you have to work with and show up with the people that are ready to work now. Okay, so Viola, I guess, have you blocked him? Because I would block him. I would just be like, no, goodbye, good day, so long, farewell. Alright, block him, because he's still energy harvesting if you haven't blocked that connection. Hey, Debbie girl. He can still come through it. Aries energy, marching forth. Why be scared? All right, so how are you feeling, Debbie? And tomorrow, I know you're going to be feeling pretty good. Okay, so we're all feeling drained. Or tomorrow, we're going to experience, an energy crash. So it's breathe, rest, drink water, meditate. Be really soft, gentle with yourself. Okay, if you're feeling drained, that's your body trying to say, okay, you need to meditate, breathe. You're in that constant fight or flight, all right? So, Debbie, if you get an energy crash tomorrow, remember, breathe, rest, drink water, meditate, be gentle, because that happens, all right? Because that happened last time you and I had a session, that happened. And I was trying to, okay, so here's the challenge. We'll feel really good, and then we'll go out and we'll overexert ourselves, we'll push ourselves, and then we get exhausted. And it's meant to be okay, we did a really big thing, we did this really cool thing, but that's meant to be we're meant to rest and kind of integrate what's going on. We're also going through a lot of solar stuff right now, so we're getting hit with a lot of blasts of energy that's going to make us feel sick, it's going to make us feel nauseous, it's going to make us feel tired. So being gentle with yourself and stop pushing yourself. The hustle culture is dying, right? So that whole pushing yourself to the point of burnout is no longer, we can't sustain that, we can't maintain that. So you have to start realizing okay, instead of getting frantic, because that feeds into more chaos, right? So it's breathing, resting, drinking water, meditating. When we're feeling we're disassociating, bringing it back to okay, how do I ground in? How do I start calming myself down? Can I do anything in this moment? If I can't, okay, I'm just going to take in the information that I'm receiving, and then we'll proceed forward when I feel well enough to get up. Start telling yourself that you are safe in whatever environment that you're in, to be able to rest, even if it's you're okay, you know what, because I had to do this with myself, I am in a safe place to be able to rest, and you have to trust that you are, because you are. So rest when you can. If you're feeling exhausted, rest. If you're feeling good, rest. Enjoy that moment. Sit in that joy. Make space for that too. I'm going to give it just an example here. So when we have scar tissue, right? In order to heal scar tissue, because scar tissue will start to harden and it becomes immobile. So in order to heal it, you must break through it, you must massage it, you must go through the pain of breaking that tissue. But once you do and you work through it, you can actually have healed and healing tissue, so it isn't hard and inflexible. It's the same with pain within us. Like, we go through this thing, we contract, we harden around it, and in order to live a freer life, we must break through that pain. So understanding, though, that you do need to take moments to breathe and rest and integrate what you've gone through. You need to acknowledge how far you've come from where you were. Like, you're not the same person that went through that thing, right? So give yourself acknowledgement and grace, and breathe and rest, and realize also how much safety you've provided yourself by not being the same person. All right? I want us all to get out of this mindset of, I'll wear the dress when I lose 10 pounds. No. 5 months ago, you wouldn't have bought the dress. So acknowledge that, like, you are not the same person you were. Acknowledge how you have grown and altered, even though you've gone through things you never thought you would survive. All right? Part of this is when you have to sit down and be bored, acknowledging, like, how far you've come. All right? And stop waiting to do the dang thing. Do it now. If you wait, you know what, here's an example. I want to learn how to do fire dancing. And I had bought LED lights called Poise. They're to practice. They're like silicone. They've got LED lights in them, and you can practice so that if you wanted to do fire dancing. And it's like always waiting for the best time to do it. And one day, and multiple times, just one day being like, you know what, I'm just going to do it. Whether all the things are right, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to try it. Okay? So stop waiting to try that thing. Do it now. Even if it's not perfect, like, stop thinking life has to be perfect, because it doesn't. The way that we improve is through learning. The way that we learn is by things not being perfect. The way that things are not perfect is when we actually try, we experiment, we do new things. So be willing to suck at new things. Okay? You never know what you're going to create. You never know what you're going to invent. Stop hanging around the same people that make you feel the same ways. Okay? You should be around people that are not gossiping around. Like, they're not gossiping, they're educating. How are you learning? How are you feeding? How are you growing? Okay. This is sitting around the people that all they do is talk about mindless chatter. You're like, if I have to hear one more thing about so-and-so, no. Okay, so stop letting people waste your time. Use the decisive Ace of Swords. This is being decisive. Saying, no, I'm not going to hang around people like that. Okay, so the people that talk bad about other people to you are the same people that will talk about you to other people. Like, the woman that gossips about every friend of hers, that's the woman that's also going to gossip about you. So using that logic and discernment and saying, you know what, I don't want people around me that talk poorly behind someone's back when they're not there. It's not nice, because they're not there to defend themselves. So the world is closing those chapters and saying, you know what, there is no more of this. We can't keep going around and around and around with the same people that are robbing us of our joy, our dignity, our youth, our money, our family ties, or whatever. Or it can be job situations, it can be people, anything like that. It's finally saying, you know what, the world is, that's a world that I don't belong in anymore. I love it. And Viola, I love that, because sometimes it's weird my way the messages come out. And then it's also, when it resonates, and you start realizing, okay, there is a bigger picture. Like, here is What I love about tarot is psychology. It's archetypes. It's the patterning. If you can recognize the pattern with people, places, things, you can get further in life faster. Yay. Yay. So I love it because here's Six of Swords. Six of Swords with that whole, you're going to have public victory. Like, it's going to be seen that maybe people weren't exactly being nice to you, right? Was this Six of Wands. So Six of Wands is that public victory. Like, people are going to see what was going on and why you felt you had to protect yourself. So that's saying, okay, I'm no longer accepting this behavior. And this is what I learned on the healing journey, right? When we no longer accept the behavior within us, we will no longer allow it in other people. Like, when you take an oath to do the thing, you can no longer hang around people that keep perpetuating the thing, because you will become so disgusted, because you're like, this is a standard I have for me, and the fact that you think that that's not a good standard, that's not okay with me. So, I don't know. You'll start healing the receptor within you for that thing. I'm glad you're going to move into a different classroom. I already told you I'm a notorious ghoster. You will, and you probably already do start feeling that lighter feeling of like, okay, this is going to be a good move for me. I'm a notorious ghoster because it is a safety factor. Like, I've had so many men turn dangerous, and it's like, okay, if I just kind of disappear, then maybe they'll forget about me and I'll be safe, because I've had men turn obsessive. I've had men turn scary and dangerous, and it's not cute. And you can, like, I've gotten better at telling when that, like, if there's a flag there, and just ghosting, because I'm like, it's not worth trying to explain to someone why I don't ever want to talk to them again. And I just never want to see them again, because they literally make me feel like I'm in danger. So I'm never going to fault anyone for ghosting, because especially as a feminine, it's a safety factor. That's actually one of the ways I always tell people. I'm like, yeah, if you feel like you're in danger, you need to become one with the shadows and get out. Like, Molly, girl, you're in danger, you need to run, kind of situation. So stop letting people tell you they're safe. Like, that's the other part. Like, people will tell you, oh yeah, I'm a good guy. Those are the worst guys, because a good guy doesn't have to tell you he's a good guy. You'll feel safe around him, right? I had someone who was in my face about some things, and was like, a lion don't gotta tell you he's a lion. So, and I wish that was a red flag. I wish I way peeped with my son's dad, but I was also young and dumb and just wanted to get as far away from home as possible, because my family was abusive in many, many ways. And he had told me he was such a good guy and he was being done dirty and blah, 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 blah. I was young and dumb. He was 5 or 7 years older, blah, 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 married before. I met him on the night of my 18th birthday. And it was a train wreck, but I wish I'd known then, like, yeah, good guys don't have to tell you they're good guys. Ever. Because their actions will show it. So, a truth, there's proof. A lie, there's always an alibi, right? Alright, 9 of Cups. Being able to see through the bullshit will bring in 9 of Cups, that emotional fulfillment. And with Cups energy, it's not being so thirsty that you go to people that leave you feeling parched or that leave you feeling sick with your interaction afterwards. That's that 9 of Cups energy. So, you're like, I enjoy my own company. That is the other. You have to become so radically comfortable with your own company. Just be like, I don't care if you stay or go. It does not matter to me. Okay. Viola, no shade. So when I talk about the water sign with that hoarding energy, I say that with saying this, that I have Pisces in my big three. So it's not like I'm like, yes, I'm heavy air dominant, yet I have Pisces in my big three. So I'm not going to tell you that that doesn't make me emotionally needy and clingy, and also like that I can save him. So I'm not immune to it, I guess, is where I'm going with that. Is when I call people out on it, it's because I'm calling myself out on it as well. I am guilty as well. I am teaching a lesson on something that I am also working through. Okay, 7 of coins. This is networking. 7 of coins. We are sowing our seeds in multiple baskets. We're finding diversification. So not putting everything on one avenue. All right. Your happiness is going to be when you can fall back on many different things. So think of when you're out there trying to make money, it's like, okay, if you have an idea, how can you set part of it up at least to run automatically, even while you're sleeping? It's running for you, it's working for you and generating. And then the other part of it is, okay, so how do you expand that into other markets? So 7 of coins in that 9 of cups, it's like you're meant to bring it out in multiple layers and diversify. That's also a benefit, because if one talent, one skill, one area has a hiccup, you can kind of redirect or even start a whole new line. Okay. Knight of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Make sure that you're building with someone, though, that isn't that player energy. You can't be around people that are playery energy, because they will burn down your bridge just because they can't say that they were the builder of it, but they didn't actually stick around to help build. Good girl. Dreams, how are you, girl? I haven't, I've seen you. You just kind of hang out in the background. How's it going? Ooh. Probably gonna be hopping out pretty soon, I do believe. Okay, so 2 songs. Do You Believe in Magic is coming through, and Got the Magic in Me. Can You Feel the Love Tonight? Okay, well, do with those as you may. So Page of Swords, someone's trying to get you stuck in that childhood mind games. Sibling rivalry, pitting you against each other. Let's see. Trying to keep you stuck, stagnant in a box. Controllable. They want to keep you controllable. Okay. 9 of Swords, they want to keep in your head. Alright. And 2 of Pentacles, so that you cannot balance your finances. All right, so I am Lara Joe, Siren Song Lover. I'm going to hop out. To tip your favorite tier rater, Cash App, which is Siren, capital S, Song, capital S, Lover, capital L. To book a one-on-one, it's Ko-Fi, which is ko-fi.com/Siren Song Lover. And I hope you have a good night.